Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gnanatimirandasya Gyananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Darati Swaparantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapatakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahakana Lalita Sri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवारि पाश्चात्याय देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Haribo. Okay, today we continue with Aristotle. The idea is that through this process we can come to the final cause, the final category. Prabhupada. The final category is that we are part and parcel of God, that's all. Aristotle believed that the matter as much as an inherent design, if it did Aristotle believed that the matter as such has an inherent design. If it did not, it would be devoid of shape or form. Brute matter has to be activated, otherwise it would remain in a dormant state of non-existence. Matter must be acted upon from without in order to be realized. Srila Prabhupada. This means that the Supreme Absolute must have form. Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Brahma Samhita 5.1. The word Vigraha indicates form. That form is not dead, but it is activating spirit. It is the activating spirit. Krishna's form is Satchidananda, eternal, fully cognizant and blissful. Our bodies are neither fully cognizant nor fully blissful, but Krishna's is. He knows past, present, and future, and he is always happy. Our knowledge is limited, and we are always full of anxieties. Shama Sundar Das. For Aristotle, a form has innate purpose, or intellecti. Therefore, all matter has some form for its actualization. The world is an unfolding of phenomena realizing itself. In other words, nature has a purpose. Shri Prabhupada. We agree with this. According to Padma Purana, there are 8.4 million various forms, and none of them are accidental. By karma, one receives a particular type of form. Brahma receives his form according to his karma, and the dog or cat receives his form according to his. There is no question of accident. Nature unfolds in accordance with a plan, by virtue of which these various forms are existing. Yastvindrakopamatavendramaho bandhanurupaphalabhajanamatanoti karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham damaham bhajami. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead, Govinda, who regulates the sufferings and enjoyments of fruitive activity for everyone. From the heavenly king Indra down to the smallest insect, Indra Gopa. And that very personality of Godhead destroys the fruitive karma of one engaged in devotional service. Brahma Samhita 554. From Indra down to the Indragopa, a microscopic germ, all living entities are working on the result of their karma. If one's karma is good, he attains a higher form. If it is not good, he attains a lower form. Shama Sundar Das. Aristotle also believed that everything is designed by God for the attainment of some particular objective. This indicates a grand scheme. Prabhupada. This is the process of evolution. The living entity passes from one species to another, from trees to vegetables, to insects, to fish, birds, beasts, and humans. In the human form, evolution is fully manifest. It is like a flower unfolding from a bud. When the living entity attains the human form, his proper duty is to understand his lost relationship with God. If he misses this opportunity, he may regress. Aristotle is correct, therefore, in saying that everything has a purpose. The whole creative process aims at bringing the living entity back to Godhead. Shamasundar. Does everything eventually come to that point? Prabhupada. As a human being, you can properly utilize your consciousness or you can misuse it. That is up to you. Krishna gives Arjuna instructions and then he tells him that the decision is up to him. Under the orders of Krishna, nature has brought you through so many species. Now, as a human, you have a choice whether to return to God or again undergo the cycle of birth and death. If you are fortunate, you make the proper choice according to the instructions of the spiritual master and Krishna. Then your life is successful. Chamasundar. Aristotle sees a hierarchy of forms extending from minerals, vegetables, animals to human beings and ultimately God, who is pure form and pure act. God is devoid of all potentiality or materiality. Prabhupada. There is no guarantee that we will move upwards in the hierarchy. It is a fact that the individual soul transmigrates from one form to another, but how can you say that the next form you attain will be closer to perfection? If you have a human form in this life, there is no guarantee that you will get a higher form in the next life. You accept another form just as you accept another dress. That dress may be valuable or of no value whatsoever. I get a dress according to the price I pay, and I accept the form according to my work. Shyamasundar Das. But in order to attain perfection, we must move toward God. This is the goal for which the living entity is initially created. Prabhupada. This is very expertly explained in Vedic literature as karma, akarma, and vikarma. You bring about your own form. You enjoy or suffer according to your work. In any case, a material form is never perfect because it undergoes 6 changes. It is born, grows, it stays for a while, it leaves some byproducts, dwindles, and then vanishes. When your form vanishes, you have to take on another form, which also undergoes the same process. When a form vanishes, it decomposes and various elements return to nature. Water returns to water, earth returns to earth, air returns to air, and so forth. Hare Krishna, Jani Prabhupada, Jai Krishna Prabhupada. Okay, who
Accept my
wants?
humble obeisance to Guru Vishnu Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु नमः श्रील प्रभुपाद
Hare Krishna, Dhamma Pranam, Prabhu. O Guru Vishnu Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Jai Jai.
Can you continue, Prabhu?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
So we were at Aristotle. This is like this. I don't know how to say this word.
Yes, Prabhu.
Aristotle. God is the unmoved mover. He is perfect and he wants nothing. He does not have to actualize himself because he is completely actualized. We also agreed. We also agree that God is all perfect. Parashamuni defined God as the totality of wisdom, strength, wealth, fame, beauty, and renunciation. All these qualities are possessed by Krishna in full. And when Krishna was present, anyone could see that he was all perfect. One who is perfect accept the leadership of a person according to his degree of perfection. If one is not somewhat wise, beautifully, beautiful, wealthy, and so forth, why should we accept him as a leader? One who is supremely perfect in all these qualities is the supreme leader. That is natural. Since Krishna is supremely perfect, we should accept him as our leader. Aristotle sees God as pure thought. Why, why this knows? This is
He,
why
it's the word that he uses about pure thought. He says knows.
oh, okay. God's life is the life of the mind, but God does not need to do anything to further perfect himself. Oh God, when he says that God is mind, what does he mean? Does he have some conception of God's personality? God must be a person. Otherwise, how could it how could it think? Aristotle sees God as constantly engaged in self-contemplation. Does this mean that when one is perfect, he engages in no activity? Does God simply sit down and meditate? If so, what is the difference between a stone and God? A stone sits, it has no activity. How is inactivity perfection? Krishna never meditates, yet when he speaks, he delivers perfect knowledge. Krishna enacts various pastimes, he fights with demons, protects his devotees, dances with the gopis, and delivers words of enlightenment. There is no question of God sitting down like stone and engaging in self-meditation. I love how Srila Prabhupada just um, come to that point. He just ask question first.
Yes, Prabhu. And this
Yeah.
proves that Lord Shiva is not the supreme because he's always meditating. And here Prabhupada says
Mm,
that Krishna is never meditating.
good point. Good point. But it is not possible to meditate while acting. Certainly, but God doesn't have to meditate. Why should he meditate? He is perfect. Meditation means coming from the imperfect stage to the perfect stage. Since God is perfect to begin with, what business does he have to meditate? Everything is actualized by his will alone. Doesn't he contemplate his own activities? Why should he, if he is perfect? Aristotle recommend that a man should meditate to become perfect. This meditation presupposes imperfection. Contemplation is recommended for living entities, but we should understand that whatever God desires or wills immediately comes into being. This information is given in the Vedas. Palasya Shaktil Vividaiva Shluyate. God's multi-images are so powerful that everything is immediately actualized as soon as he desires. But what about the meditation of the Buddha? Buddha's mission was different. He was setting an example for his friends who were engaged in mischievous activities. He was recommending that they sit down and meditate, just as you tell a mischievous child to sit in the corner and be quiet. Well, Aristotle isn't saying that we should put an end to our activities. Rather, we should always contemplate God. That is our process, as recommended by Srimad Bhagavatam. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smalanam Padam Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dashyam, Shakyamatma Nivedanam, Iti Pursakta Vishnu, Bhaktis Jennava Lakshana. Kriyetam Bhagavati Adam Manye Dam Tamam. Hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, quality, paraphernalia, and pastime of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayer to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One was dedicated his life to the service of Krishna. Through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. Bhagavatam 7.5.23 and 24. We should always think of Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness means remembering Krishna and acting for him. When you sweep Krishna's temple, you remember Krishna. When you cook for Krishna, you remember Krishna. When you talk about Krishna, you remember Krishna. This is also the process recommended in Bhagavad Gita. The topmost yogi is always thinking of Krishna. Yoginam api sarvisham madhyatevinam talasmana Shradhavam bhajate yomam some yukta tamo mataha. And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga, and it is and he is the highest of all. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. For Aristotle, God essentially does not have any knowledge of the world, and consequently he cannot return the love he received. He neither loves or nor cares for mankind. What kind of God is this?
Yes,
If
Prabhu.
one knows,
This this Aristotle is describing some weird god. Watch this.
this is
What's
really weird. What is God actually? I don't want to worship this God. if if one knows nothing of God, what one should not speak of God. God certainly reciprocates. As we offer our love to God, He responds and cooperates accordingly. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Yeya tamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajami hayam mama manu bhaktante manushya palita salvasha. All of, all of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follow my path in all respect. O son of Pita, Bhagavad Gita 4:11. When we fully surrender to God in loving service, we can understand God's nature. For Aristotle, God is loved by everything in the universe, and he attracts all objects in the universe just as the magnet attracts nails. Everything is striving toward him and longing for him, but there is no mention of him as a person. Yet Aristotle speaks of God as pure form. Would this be an imagined form like that of the Mayavadi? Yes, it appears that Aristotle is Mayavadi. One has to speculate if he does not receive perfect knowledge from God himself. Unless God is all attractive, how can he be God? Therefore, the word Krishna means all attractive. Is the perfect name for God because God is attracting everyone. In Vrindavan, he attracts his parents, the cowherd boys, and the girls, the animals, the fruits and flower, the water, everything. You have read the description of how the water of the Yamuna stopped flowing as soon as she saw Krishna. So even the water was attracted to Krishna. Aristotle believed that Thought and activity are one with God. There is no dualism because God is pure, pure act and pure thought. Yes, that is so. God only needs to think of a thing for that thing to be created and actualized. So thinking, feeling, willing, and acting are the same. Because I am imperfect, when I think of something, it may or may not happen, but whatever God thinks something, it takes place. Because Krishna thought that the battle of Kurukshetra should take place, there was no stopping it. At first, Arjuna declined to fight, but Krishna kindly told him that whether he fought or not, most of the people there were destined to die. He therefore told Arjuna to become an instrument and take the credit for killing them. No one can check whatever God decides. It doesn't matter whether you help God or not, but it is for your interest that you become his instrument. Aristotle said that one should perform his activities in such a way that he is always contemplating God. Yes, that is the process of bhakti. Unless one is devotee, how can he constantly think of God? Rupa Goswami gives the example of a woman who has a paramour other than her husband. She performs her household chores very nicely, but she is always thinking, when will my lover come at night? If it If it is possible to think of someone like this all the time materially, why not spiritually? It is a question of practice. Despite engaging in so many different types of work, you can think of God incessantly. Now, Aristotle may have some conception of God, but he has no clear idea of Krishna's personality. He can think special, specifically, specific, specifically, um, and concretely of God because we receive information from Vedic literature that God is a person and appear a certain way. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that uh, impersonalists experience a great deal of trouble because they have no clear idea of God. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तशक्तचेतसम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहावबिर्हवाप्यते. For those whose mind are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Bhagavad Gita 12:5. If you have no conception of God's form, you attempt to realize God will be very difficult. Aristotle conceived of God as greatest good, as pure thought. When we act, we should always contemplate the good. In this way, we can lead a godly life. You cannot contemplate the good unless you are guided by the good. Arjuna, for instance, was guided by the supreme good. Therefore, despite his activity, which was fighting, he performed the greatest good. I still believe that there is a grand design in the universe because everything is evolving from one form to another. To realize its most perfect form, everything is being attracted by the most perfect form. Does he say that there is only one perfect form or a variety of perfect forms? What does he mean? Is everyone striving to come to the perfect form? Is that form one or various? Well, since each material form is designed by God and moved toward God in its longing for perfection, there must be a variety of forms. If that is the case, it allies with The Vedic conception, we say that Krishna and his associates are perfect. Therefore, this flower, for instance, attains its perfect form when it is in Krishna Loka, Krishna planets. Everything in Krishna Loka is perfect because everything there is directly related to Krishna. Consequently, in Krishna Loka, the Yamuna River, the Vrindavan forest, the flower, the beast, birds, and the man and woman are non-different from Krishna. Ananda Chinmaya Lasa Pachiva Vitabis Tabilya Heva Nija Lupata Yam Kalabihi Goloka Eva Niva Sati Akilatma Bhutto Govinda Hadipurusham Tamahamba. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord who resides in his own realm. Goloka with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the static potency, Piladini. Their companions are her confidant who under the extension of her bodily form and who are endued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. Brahma Samhita 5:37. When Brahma stole all the cowherd boys and calves, Krishna immediately expanded himself into many cowherd boys and calves, each with different feature and mentality. The mother of the cowherd boys could not understand that their real son had been stolen because Krishna was substituting them for them. The mother's love for their son increased. Thus Krishna can expand himself in many ways as cows, trees, boys, girls, and so on, yet Krishna is still one. Aristotle would say that since God has a spiritual form, he is without plurality, in the sense that he is composed of no parts. In other words, he is pure spirit. Yes, God is one without plurality. The sun may be visible to millions of persons, still the sun is one. At noon, millions of men may claim, the sun is over my head. But does this mean that everyone has a different sun? No, the sun is one. But the sun can represent itself biasly. Aristotle gave two arguments for God's existence. One is that there is a design in the universe and the design presupposes design. The other holds that there must be a cause of all cause. That is so. Designer, moreover, presupposes a person. Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Shruyate Chalam Etu Naninam Kunteya Jagat Vipavipalte. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving being. By its rule, its manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Bhagavad Gita 9:10. Krishna is also the directing cause, Purusha, the cause of all cause. Anadi Radil Govinda, Salva Kalana Kalani. Govinda Krishna is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all cause. Brahma Samhita 5.1. In Nekoma Kianetics, Aristotle writes, more excellence is concerned with pleasure and pain. It is pleasure that makes us perform base action, and pain that prevents us from acting nobly. For that reason, as Plato says, must men be reared from childhood to feel pleasure and pain at the proper thing. This is proper education. How does this correspond to the Vedic view of education? According to the Vedic views, there is no pleasure in this material world. We may make all kind of arrangement for pleasure, but we may suddenly have to die. So where is the pleasure? If we make arrangement for pleasure and then do not enjoy it, we are disappointed. We are constantly trying to attain pleasure by inventing so many contrivance for, but because we are controlled by some superior force, we may at any moment be kicked out of our house of pleasure. The conclusion is that there is no pleasure in this material world. Pleasure is an illusion, a mirage. In the desert, you may hallucinate water, but ultimately you will die of thirst. For Aristotle, virtue is the golden mean, or that activity between two extreme activities. By his intelligence, man can perceive and act upon that golden mean. Ultimately, all virtue are sum- summed up in the virtue of justice, which means doing the right thing for everyone concerned, so that everyone's rights will be protected. But if everyone's rights are to be protected, how can you kill animals? I love Prabhupada. Why shouldn't animals have the right to live according to the Vedic conception? Even if you kill one and unconsciously, you are responsible because we are killing so many ants and microbes unconsciously. We therefore have to perform panchayagya, sacrifice. We may consciously avoid killing animals, but we may be unconsciously killing many. Therefore, in either case, sacrifice is compulsory. Uh, uh, should someone want to read? I want to look up after my son because I need, I heard that yeah, you do something.
Yes,
I need to do
Hare
that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for reading.
Yeah, thank you. Our Guru Ishla Prabhupada.
Jai Shri
Thank you
Prabhu.
very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Who wants to continue? Few pages.
Okay, I can. If
Yes,
not,
Prabhu. Yes,
any
Prabhu.
devotees. Yes.
Go.
Yeah, Asara Prabhu will leave. I think. Okay. I will not repeat. Yes. Sham Sundar Das. Asked, so what is meant in this sacrifice means? Sacrifice is compulsory means what is that?
That the humans must do some sacrifice to liquidate their debts, because we do kill many living entities, and then we take sunlight and we do everything. So we have to do some sacrifice, and that is chanting Hare.
Oh, okay. That is chanting Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, that's the recommended sacrifice for Kali Yuga.
Oh, okay. Okay, Prabhu, I understand. Sham Sundar Das. I am clear, Prabhu. I am audible.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Haribol.
Okay. Sham Sundar Das, Aristotle believes that virtue can be analyzed, that any situation can be analyzed by the intelligence, and then that the intelligence can be applied to correct action. Srila Prabhupada, by intelligence, he should try to understand whether or not animals have souls. If an animal doesn't have a soul, how is it he is acting like a human being? He is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. How can you say he has no soul? The life symptoms are the same. The Sham Sundar Das, he quotes the immortal soul with rational activity. Srila Prabhupada, will animals have rational activity? I have already explained this. A philosopher certainly must know the symptoms of the soul, and these must be defined. Uh, we receive perfect information on this subject from Bhagavad Gita when Krishna says, Sarva yoneshu kaunteya murtaya sambhavati yaha tasma brahma mahad yonir aham bija pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father. Bhagavad Gita 14.4. Does this mean that God is the father only of human beings? For instance, the Jews who say that this, they are the only selected people of God. But what kind of God is this who selects some people and condemns others? This is God. Krishna says, Sarva Yoni, I am the father of all species of life. Everyone is God's son. How can I kill and eat any living entity? He is my brother in any case. Suppose a man has five sons and two of them are fools. Does this mean that the intelligent sons have the right to kill and eat the foolish ones? Would the father like this? Who would ask the father? Father, these two sons are fools and useless rascals, so let use cut them to pieces and eat them. Will the father agree to this, or will the state agree, and why should God agree? Sham Sundaradas, claims astrolate, astral, astroloid claims that one can use his intelligence to practice virtue, but you once said that because a thief considers theft a virtue, he can use his intelligence to steal. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, a thief intelligence has been described as druskina, drustitina, drustitina. The word kriti means very meritorious, and the word dus means misapplied. Is that virtues when one's intelligence is misapplied, when merit and intelligence are properly used for the proper activity, that is virtue. But such activity will not entangle a man, that is intelligence and virtue. Shamsundaradas, ambition is one of the astrolania virtue, but one can have the ambition to steal. Srila Prabhupada, yes, it was Hi- Hil, Hitler's ambition to become total ruler of Europe. Killed many people and then finally killed himself. So, what was all this ambition worth? All these politicians are very ambitious, but they are ambitious to unlawfully, unlawfully encroach upon the rights of others. We should have the ambition to become the sincere servant of God. That is real ambition. Wow. Shyamasundara Das. Among virtues, astrology includes courage, the temperance, liberate, liberality, magnificence, and ambition. Srila Prabhupada, what is magnificence? Magnificence of killing animals. How can you have no kindness for poor animals and yet cannot yet talk of magnificence? What is meant by magnificence, by Prabhu?
It's like greatness.
Oh, okay, greatness. Okay. Harva abhaktasya. Bhagavatam 5.8 18.12. If your ultimate conclusion is not good God consciousness, you have no good qualities. You can be neither a scientist nor a philosopher because you are naradhamma. hovering on the mental platform, hovering on the mental platform, those who you concoct so many theories. Shamasundara Das. As far as astrologer's social philosophy is concerned, he says that man is basically a political and social animal, and that he must exist in some society in order to fulfill himself. Men live together to transcend their crude natural condition and arrive at a civilized culture of ethical and intellectual life. Srila Prabhupada. If that is done, that is all right. But his philosophying that animals have no souls. Following his philosophy, people are saying, "Kills, let's kill the animals and eat them." So, what is the benefit of this grouping together in a society? We should instead group together to cultivate knowledge of God. This is what is required. What is the use in living together just to plunder other nations and kill other living entities? Such a group is a group of rogues and gangsters. Even today in the United Nations, people are grouping together and planning to encroach upon one another. So, what is the point in all these groups of gangsters? Shamsundara Das, astrologer, he is talking about the ideal way a state or a political body should be organized. He says that ideally a state should be formed in order to educate men to the highest level. Srila Prabhupada. But if we do not know what is education, or if we do not know the highest level of education, or if we do not know even know the primary principles of virtuous life, how can we speak of such things? Srila Prabhupada, such things. Therefore, we should be very careful to take bona fide guidance. Yeah, according to Vedic civilization, Manu is a lawgiver and he is considered perfect. Manu, for instance, states that a woman should not be given independence. Now, certain groups are asking why not? Thus, there is a confrontation, and Manu is surely being attacked. But Manu's conception is right in any case. Instruction should be taken from liberated person. What can a group of fools do? One liberated personality like Manu can give the right directions. Presently, in the name of independence, there is a Shyamasundaradas, astrologers states would be tightly controlled neither by a monarch or a group of men intellectually and morally superior. This would guide the rest of the people. Srila Prabhupada, yes, that would be very nice. That would be very nice unless one is morally superior. He cannot guide. Nowadays, in demo- democracy, all kinds of rascals are voted into position of authority. What is the use in such groups? True. What if the election comes, we have to vote or not?
No problem. It's useless.
No. Okay. Okay, bro. Hmm. Shamsundar Stroll condemns democracy because in a democracy, each person strives for his own self-interest. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, that is going on. Monarchy is good if the monarch is trained in such a way that he can rule properly. That was the Vedic system. Even then, the monarch was controlled by great sages. In a proper government, the brahmanas and sages from should form an uh, advisory committee. They should not participate in politics. The Kshatriya who are ambitious to rule should rule under the guidance of the Brahmanas and sages. Maharaja Yudhishthira was very pious, and people were very happy because he acted under the guidance of Brahmanas and sages. Formerly, the monarch was guided by priestly, religious, or saintly person, saintly people. That was very nice. This Krishna consciousness moment can guide society, but presently society is in such a state that it does not even want to consider the importance of this moment. This is unfortunate. Still, we have to struggle to spread the Krishna consciousness because we are representatives of Krishna, and Krishna's desire or our commands.
Haribol, Hare Krishna, Varun,
Haribo.
Krishna Prabhupada. Thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna, Varun Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna Prabhu, Dhanatam, Krishna Prabhu. I'm in
Hare
Vrindavan.
Krishna.
Prabhu.
His Excellency
Haribol.
Haribo.
Haribol.
Haribo.
Jai.
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 Haribo.
This is a virtual prasad you give. I give you all.
Haribo.
Oh,
So take it.
Jai.
Haribo.
So take it. I give you one.
Jai.
I give you one prasad.
Haribo.
Take it, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Transcendentally, transcendentally you eat, bro. Sami, bro, first you eat, and Jani, Prabhu, and you, Pranjal, Prabhu, you, Vivek, Prabhu, you,
It's actually
and
really
Saurabh,
good,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
you.
it was very tasty, bro.
It's very tasty.
Bro, Jani, bro, another you time one laddu, you'll eat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you very much. It was very tasty.
Hare Krishna, bro. This is Radha Sham Sundar Prasad.
Radha Shyam
Yes.
Sundar X, Prabhu.
DTs
Oh,
of DTs of uh, DTs of Shamanand Prabhu and Vidya Bhushan ji.
Hmm.
Haribo.
You know, Sami Prabhu, Baldev Vidya Bhushan ji.
Yes, Prabhu.
This is there. Radha Shamsundar, their deities. He worshipped 50 years.
Hmm. So that's prasadam from there. Those
Yes, bro.
people.
Yes, those deities.
Yes,
Very
Prabhu.
sacred and very important,
yes,
bro.
I know that
Yes.
story. Yeah,
So
very sad.
transcendentally you eat, bro.
Yes, Prabhu. Like the color was yellow, no, Prabhu? DT's
Yes,
color.
bro. Yes, bro.
Uh,
This is
I have.
you eat and Jani Prabhu also drink water because prasad is very sweet. That's why.
Yes. Yes, that's very good.
Yes, Prabhu.
Where, like, what time you went, Prabhu? Today or yesterday? Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow, tomorrow I attend Mangal Aarti
Huh.
and take morning prasad.
Okay.
Then I go back.
Hmm.
Okay. Today you came, Prabhu, for Vrindavan.
Yes, bro. Today I'm in Vrindavan.
Okay. Yeah, what places you went today? How many places?
Uh, Radha Sham Sundar, Radha Damodar ji is our headquarter. ISKCON headquarter are
Uh-huh.
where Prabhupada ji, you know, Sami
Uh,
Prabhu know, where
yes, Prabhu.
Prabhupada ji writing
Wrote.
Srimad
Yes,
Bhagavatam
Prabhu.
first canto.
Yes, Prabhu. I have seen that.
Uh, you also seen that
Damodar.
and
Damodar
yes,
temple.
Radha Damodar. And then Radha Raman ji,
Ah.
darling of Braja,
Haribo.
small Radha Raman.
Yes, Prabhu.
And
Haribol.
Very,
then
very good.
all Goswami temple, Goswamis,
Mm.
Bhogar Goswami, Jeev
Yes.
Goswami, Gopal
Yes,
Bhatt
Prabhu.
Goswami, Sanatan Goswami,
Mm.
uh, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who written Samsar Davanal, his
Mm-hmm.
Samadhi, his Bhajan Kutir,
Haribo.
all are. And then tomorrow I take Shams Skon Vrindavan Aarti,
Okay.
Samap Vrindavan Prapas Samadhi, and
Okay.
take it morning prasad, and then I'll go back in Delhi.
Haribo.
Thank
Haribol.
you,
So
bro.
Thank you
we
so much,
can do
Prabhu,
all
for
this.
your
We
association.
can do all this in one day.
Yes, Prabhu. Only one day, Prabhu.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh, very good.
Wow, very
Yes.
nice.
Thank you
Yeah.
and sorry for interrupt.
No, no, Prabhu.
Thanks
No,
for
no.
offering
You gave
yourself
transcendental
You give us
to
prasad.
for us.
Prasad.
Very
Prasad.
sweet.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
My
Prabhu.
only desire, my only one desire. That's why I coming to give you prasad transcendental.
Oh, Revo.
That's why I am coming.
Revo, bro. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, bro. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai.
Okay, let's read six Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagninirvapanam shreyah kairabachantrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Nam Nam Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Satra Pita Niyamita Smaranina Karaham Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mama Pidudai Bamidrishamiha Janinanudaga.
तृणादपि सुनिचेनातरोरपि सहिष्णुनामानेन मानदेन कीर्तनेय तदाहरि
नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
Ainanda Tanuja Kinkalam Pachitam Mam Vishami Babam Buddho Kripaya Tavapada Pankajastita Duri Sadrisham Vichintaya.
नयनं गलदाशुधराय वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचिन्तं वपु कदा तव नामग्रहणे प्रविशति बहु
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविश्यायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
Shava Padalatam Pinashtumam Haldashanam Almahatam Kalotuva Yata Tatava Vidatatulam Pato Matplananatastu Saivana Palaham.
Haribo.
Ishastakam Kijai.
Yeah, glory to the
jai
Holy Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all the benediction to the living beings. Because you have hundreds and millions of names, Lord, like Krishna and Govinda. In this transcendental name, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even hard and fast rules for chanting this name. Oh my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for you.
one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, dividers, devoid of all senses of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire a beautiful woman, nor do I want any numbers of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, and somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the cessation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling inspiration, I am considering the moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant, indeed, in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna has my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Haribo.
Haribo, Shri
Haribo.
Sastram ki jai.
Jai.
10 offenses to the holy name. First offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives propagating the holy name of the Lord.
10 offense, consider the name of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scripture or scriptural version to the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment, even after understanding so many instruction of this matter. This is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema.
Haribo.
Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha
Sindhu
Yugaivacha
Jaya
Patitanga
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your association.
Thank you so much for association.
Thank you.
Prabhupada ki jai, Nityananda Prabhu
Jai.
ki jai, Sri Krishna
Jai.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur
Jai.
Premanande, Hari Hari.
Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bo.
Hari Bo.